New car buyers don't want quirky looking EVs. So that's why Mini's first EV in its 60-year history looks like, well, a Mini. Coming to Australia in July 2020, Mini has forsaken a futuristic sci-fi design, instead squishing an EV powertrain inside its iconic 3-door hatch. Ironically, it borrows its 33 kilowatt-hour battery and punchy electric powertrain from the BMW i3, a vehicle that is the definition of quirky looking. Lesson learned, perhaps? The battery pack is good for a real-world cruising range of a smidge over 200 kilometres. Less if you drive like Fangio, more if you drive like Grandma. That may not sound like much compared to the 450 kilometre range of vehicles like the Hyundai Kona Electric and Tesla Model 3. But Mini reckons it suits the car's urban positioning. The interior of the Mini Electric is essentially unchanged. It feels like any other Mini, except for a couple of important points. Firstly, this 5-inch digital instrument cluster. This basically shows you power usage and battery levels. And there's also another little switch down here. This controls the amount of braking recuperation. In terms of practicality and interior layout, it's identical to the petrol-powered 3-door Mini hatch, and I reckon that's a good thing. Front and rear seat space have not been cannibalised by the battery, and that's because the car rides 15mm higher off the ground. But the Minis aren't exactly huge cars, so let's see what it's like in the back. Okay, it's a little bit tight, but it's not as bad as I thought it'd be. In practice, this elevated position delivers a better view of the road ahead. The Mini's compact size naturally makes it a really good urban runabout, but the instant electric acceleration gives this car the feel of a Cooper S. It really does go quite rapidly. It's a lot of fun. So it uses a single speed gearbox. There is just one gear. You never have to change gears. There's no flappy paddles, and it works very effectively. The only issue with this is that at higher speeds, it does begin to taper off with acceleration. But in the cut and thrust of urban traffic, it is super quick. The traffic light tango, a lot of fun in this car. Ride comfort is actually pretty good. The car's suspension smoothing out square roadwork patches rather well. This suggests the Mini Electric won't be quite as nimble as the Cooper S, but I don't think owners are going to mind too much. The car retains its quick steering and responsive driving dynamics, and while the EV powertrain adds an extra 145 kilos of weight, it doesn't feel bloated or lethargic in any respect. On a fast charger, the maximum charge rate of 50 kilowatts will provide an 80% fill up in around 35 minutes. That rises to around 2.5 hours on an 11 kilowatt wall box you might get installed at home, and then a whopping 12 hours if you're charging with a regular household power point. Also, the external charge lights aren't as easy to read at a glance as some rivals. While I'm having a whinge, Android Auto is not offered, while confusingly, Apple CarPlay is. And the 200km range will make this a challenging machine to take on weekends away. Aussie pre-orders are very low at the moment, just 12 so far. But the British BuzzBox could be one of the most affordable EVs on the market if it slips below $50,000. The new Mini Electric does not push the EV technology envelope, but it doesn't need to. With sharp pricing and that iconic styling, this car has genuine showroom appeal.